But let's bring in some reaction now. We talk to Thembisa Fakude, who's the Director of Africa-Asia Dialogues, for more. A very good evening to you, Thembisa. Thank you so much for your time. What could happen in the instance that the court does indeed proceed, and what would such a move mean for Israeli officials?
Well, as we know, Benjamin Netanyahu is certainly going to ignore the warrant if it's issued. He's going to continue his business as usual. He's likely to get support from the United States and his allies from the Western countries. So it's going to be business as usual for him, at least. But what it will mean, it means that his moves are going to be limited henceforth. He won't travel as freely as he used to. He's going to be limited to certain countries. So it's going to be the same as it was with Omar al-Bashir of Sudan and Vladimir Putin. So, and importantly, it's going to be the first of its kind that you're going to have a Prime Minister of Israel facing criminal charges at the ICC. So it's a big deal for international law. It's a big deal for the Palestinian cause. But I doubt if Benjamin Netanyahu is going to take it serious. Is likely to rip off this as he's done with all other injunctions in the past, including several moves by the United Nations Security Council and United Nations General Assembly. So it's going to be business as usual for him, and he's like to get support from his usual allies.
We know that Israel has faced international backlash over its conduct in Gaza. I mean, we even heard from US President Joe Biden, who called it over the top. And the world is, of course, watching again this time around. How could the arrest warrants from the court be regarded insofar as a moral rebuke is concerned?
Well, it's a very serious indictment. So in other words, Israel will have two major actions against it. One facing its prime minister from ICC, and another one facing the country from ICJ. So it's a very, very serious indictment. But also this, for me, indicates the signs of an end of an era for Benjamin Netanyahu. The fact that you have whatever it was that was leaked, and we all know that ICC is planning to do this. We have had the United States, for example, sanctioning some of the battalions of the Israeli forces because of their atrocities in this war. So it means that the United States is slowly pulling its support away from Benjamin Netanyahu, and that for me indicates that is the beginning of the end for Benjamin Netanyahu. The signs are there that not only the Israeli public, which has continued to protest against him, thousands of people are seen on the street on a weekly basis in Tel Aviv protesting and demanding his resignation. But we see now firm and strong allies in the form of the United States gradually showing signs of disdain and irritation for his hard-headedness and continuing the bombardment and the genocide in Gaza.
Yeah. So as the country presses its military campaign against Hamas, how could this move now affect Israel's policies insofar as decision-making processes are concerned at this time?
But at the moment, we don't know what's in the head of Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yeah.
The whole world has been putting pressure on him not to go, for example, on his intended invasion of Rafah city. And he has not withdrawn, nor has cancelled those plans. Instead, he insists that the date is set and is going to go ahead and continue with his mission in Rafah because he feels that's the last stand of Hamas, notwithstanding, of course, that there are millions of people who were moved from northern part of Gaza into Rafah. So we don't know what is in his head. All we know that he's going to certainly ignore this and is going to continue with his, kicking the can down the road and prolonging his stay in power so that he can avoid going to jail, because he knows when the dust settles and this is the ceasefire is reached, he's likely, as indicated by the Israeli protesters, is likely to be kicked out of office. And once he's kicked out of office, he's got standing charges against him way before October the 7th that he has to face. And now, of course, there are new charges that we've all been witnessing on television on a daily basis of crimes against humanity and genocide in Gaza.
At the moment, as you and I speak, the ICC, nothing has been confirmed as yet on whether or not this warrant of arrest has indeed been issued. What would such a warrant result in? Could we see it leading to a trial and even the target's immediate arrest? Because, you know, in terms of the long-term and direct impact that this could potentially have on Benjamin Netanyahu.
Israel is not a signatory to Roman statute, to the Rome Statute, so it means therefore that he's going to be given a reprieve. At least in Israel, he won't be arrested. But if he steps out of Israel into a country that is signatory to Rome Statute, he's likely therefore to be arrested. But I think he's going to be very careful. We've seen the statements that was issued by the International Relations Department of Israel, warning and confirming the rumors, in inverted commas, to all their embassies of what the ICC might do. So the only danger, of course, that's facing Benjamin Netanyahu is that if he steps out of Israel into a territory or a country that has endorsed the Rome Statute in this regard, is likely, therefore, to be arrested.
Yeah, very well. Thank you so much for your time. Let's perhaps leave it there for now. Some analysis there coming from Thembisa Fakude, who's the Director of Africa-Asia Dialogues. Always a pleasure having you on the show, really just giving us some reaction to the possibility a warrant of arrest could be issued against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.